Hey folks.
Hey, how's it going? I'm that man, and this is Robin, and we haven't done a show in a while, but here we are back in the show and talking about why we lapsed and lacked the discipline. I'll go ahead and start with Robin. So, what was your story, Robin? And
Well, it's probably about 3 weeks ago, maybe 4 weeks ago. Um, we had a situation happen in our family, which I'll spare you all those details, but and it just threw me for a loop. I wasn't expecting to have to deal with that kind of stress level, and I let it actually just detour me almost completely. I pretty much quit training at home because I was so stressed, so tired, and which are all just excuses. It's just an excuse. I would keep coming on to the gym on Tuesdays and Thursdays and Saturdays, but it was a struggle even to keep doing that. But one of the reasons I kept doing those 3 classes is because it's literally coming to the gym is like one of my favorite things because my favorite people are here. And along with training with great people, we have great coaches, and they truly care about us. And while, especially on Tuesdays and Thursdays, when it's just like a few of us, like while we're training, we were able to vent a lot and share a lot of those frustrations that are going on. So that truly helped. And like I said, Robert and Aaron just totally care about us as individuals in our lives, and when they can see when we're falling behind and when we're stressed, and they reach out to us because they care, and that means a lot. And so it took me a couple of weeks, and Robert reached out once again and encouraged me to keep coming to the gym on Mondays and Wednesdays after work. And so I did that last week, it was great. I mean, it was hard, and like on Monday, I fought myself because I didn't want to come. I was tired, and it's hot. I don't want to go after work, but I did. I came, and I was glad I did. And so,
so how did you feel about yourself when you strayed away from your goals?
I almost was depressed about it. I mean, because in my mind, I knew they were just excuses, and I had no excuse to not be going out and doing my workouts, not eating like I should. So I kind of was I felt like I was falling into a depression, and I kind of felt lost. Like, I just didn't know.
Repeating a cycle or a pattern that you've done before, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I, at one point, I literally had text Aaron, and I'm like, I don't even know what foods to eat. Just tell me.
Yeah.
Just tell me here's my macros. What do I need to eat? That's how lost I felt.
Yeah.
And it was just crazy.
Alright, so how do you feel now?
I feel like I'm getting back on track. It's just, I'm slow and steady.
Yeah.
Back on track. I'm gonna keep doing, I'm back to tracking everything I eat. Coming to the gym when I need to. And those are both important things. Like I said, coming to the gym is actually one of my favorite things to do. Just because of the people. Everybody here, doesn't matter whether they know what you're going through or not going through. It's just, everybody here is great to be around and work out with, and pushes you to get better.
And I think also you get to see that there's other people going through the same stuff, and
Yeah.
I think a lot of times you end up self-medicating. At least I'm just speaking in general terms here, like for me, because it's the same thing for me, I'd end up self-medicating with alcohol, and that doesn't make anything worse, right? Or anything better.
Right.
It makes everything worse, because alcohol makes you more depressed and sad, and then I end up drinking more for sure, and not feeling great about myself. So what I had to do was find a positive addiction or a hobby that would fill that void. And for me, it's a gym, but it could be anything like music, art, whatever. But the gym also pays tenfold by not only improving my body composition, which makes me feel better about myself, my own self-esteem, but also improving my health and my long-term health and my long-term higher quality of life, you know. So that's what I keep moving forward. But I know, like, with me and, you know, everybody, the everyday parts of life really get in the way, you know, even just work, you know. And that's the benefit of like training early in the morning, because you get it out of the way and nobody's going to take that away from you. If you wait till 5 p.m., you're going to be battling so many excuses and demons and stuff like that. But I know if I miss any type of working out training, I definitely don't feel good about myself. Then I end up falling in that same circle or downward spiral as well.
Yeah, it's easy to do if you don't catch yourself, or you don't have the positive people around you that can see you sliding or falling, and not, you know, it's important to have. I think it's important to have those kinds of people in your life, because they can, like, hey, what's going on?
Absolutely, like a support system is very important, you know.
Absolutely.
I notice like some spouses, when they don't have a support system, like they want to stay where they are, the improvement of the person who wanted to improve is very minimal. You know, no matter how determined they were to achieve a goal, you know, usually they always lapse. And in that case, you know, it's usually just more discipline. Like for me, I gotta self-reflect on myself. I know that it's hard for me to have willpower, you know, like if there's cookies or ice cream in there. So I have to prepare ahead of time, because my kid eats like shit, like most kids, you know, cookies, ice creams, all that shit.
Right.
So I gotta have food that I enjoy, you know, that is in line with my goals, you know, like steak and avocados, nuts, you know. And then I don't completely deprive myself of stuff, so I like have a little bit of treats and stuff like that. But you gotta like be prepared for those moments, because you are gonna fail. Your discipline's gonna lapse for a second, and then you have that like 1 minute of mouth pleasure, and dang, you gotta start all over. Then you feel worse. At least I feel worse about myself. But I am far from above being a super disciplined person. I just have to strategize and know who I am. I have to self-reflect. It's all right. Well, I love cookies too.
Right.
You know, I love ice cream, I love beer, I love all these things. But I gotta ask myself, how is this gonna help me with my goal? How is this gonna make me healthier? My goal is health, more than a 6-pack abs. My goal is just to be as healthy as I can, live as long as I can, at least a higher quality of life. If I'm living in a chair and shitting and pissing myself, then I'd rather move on to the next world, you know, than live like that. And that's my whole goal for strength training, for eating good, is so I can have a higher quality of life, maybe live to 80 years old, you know. And like that's my ultimate goal, more than losing weight. But losing weight is in line with that goal as well. So I lost 50 pounds last year. Yeah, last year I lost 50 pounds. So I'm sure that added quite a few years onto my life.
Absolutely.
You know?
And like you said there, I think it's important self-reflection, because even though may lack discipline or lack willpower, or our discipline, you know, fails at times because we're human, I think that self-reflection is important, because it's nobody's fault but our own.
Absolutely.
It's not, you know, having a spouse that supports you is amazing, because that makes it 10 times easier. Because I know with Steph there, you know, she is so supportive that it makes it easier. But if she weren't, I couldn't. It's not her fault that I picked up that cookie or that ice cream.
Indeed.
You know, it's my fault. It's my choice, and it's easy to be like, oh well, Steph bought those, so well they're in the house. I mean,
yeah, I had no choice.
You know,
you have a choice.
I fell into that. You know, oh well, it's in the house, so let's just eat it to get rid of it, and then you feel like shit, because you know you shouldn't have ate it, and you know you shouldn't have.
Yeah.
You're just for me it was, you know, letting my emotions control me, and that is one thing I've actually been trying really hard not to do, and that kind of just fell apart for a couple of weeks, and you know but I felt like shit because I knew that it was like it's weird. Like I knew I shouldn't